Hello, it is so nice to have you here. And I am going to talk to you about something that has actually, it came up with one of my clients. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I saw something on the news about it. So I need to talk to you about it because it may have happened to you. Have you been chatfished? Now, all of you know what catfish is when someone basically, just to refresh your memory, just in case, is when you're dating online and you see pictures of somebody and you're thinking you're going to meet this person. And then when you show up on the date, they look nothing like that person. Maybe that picture was like 10 years old, or maybe it's totally different. And so you just got catfished, right? Chatfish is when people are using ChatGPT in the chat. Like after you match with somebody, instead of you talking to them, they are now using ChatGPT to figure out how to talk to you. So like this is the thing how I feel about ChatGPT. I'm not against it, but it and to a certain extent and for the intention. So if someone is using ChatGPT to be like, okay, I just matched with this person, I would love some help here, but not for every single exchange in the messaging process. Like that would be madness. It's more of a like, if you don't have a coach, right? Because I'm a love and dating coach. I truly help my women figure out like, okay, what are you going to message? What are they messaging back? But it is their words and I'm guiding them and helping them, shift their perspective on what should be happening in that moment, right? And like, oh, when you're matching with someone, let's not just stay on the surface, things like that. But if you're matched with someone and they are using ChatGPT to deceive you and their whole back and forth conversation with them is all from ChatGPT and not from them at all, then when you show up on the date and they're not, and now you're talking to them, they're not going to sound anything like you have experienced from the chat. And it's going to feel like, wait, where's the guy that I've been talking to for the past few days? Like, this doesn't feel like that person. And so that means you were just chat fished. Okay. So I want to be like, I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be like, oh my God, another reason not to go use online dating. Like, that's not it at all. I'm a huge fan of online dating apps. I literally just 2 days ago, one of my clients, my only male client, he just got married 2 days ago, and he met her online. Levin Rambin, the actress from the Hunger Games, I helped her find her person on Bumble, like, and they just got married in July. So I'm a huge fan. Like, I have many success stories where women and men find love online, but it's the way you use it, right? And I don't want you to have another fear of like another reason to not do it. Okay, so I just want to empower you. Knowledge is power, and I want you to be aware of like, okay, some people might be using this, and so what can I do to make sure that you don't get chatfished? That's basically the point. Okay, and so one of the things that huge takeaway, you guys, that I want you to take away from this episode, okay, is when you're chatting with somebody, do not chat with them for weeks on end. I really think it should be a limit of like, between 3 to 5 days. Like you should just chat and not consisting like crazy for hours and hours and hours. I really think it's good to cover some certain things, like what are they looking for? Is it aligned to you? You see those kind of things in the profile too, but you can just get a feel for their energy in the chat. But it's not intended to have such long, intense conversations. I really want you to get on that first date and feel the energy, see if there's chemistry, and are they who they say they are, right? And are they coming across like, oh my God, the way they were chatting was the way that I got to experience them in real life. And so I think that if you jump into that first date a little bit sooner, than I think what some people do is like, oh, I have work, they have work, they're traveling, like it gets, next thing you know, you're talking to someone for a month, and now it's like, oh my gosh, it feels like you really invested all this time and energy. And then you meet them on the first date and they're nothing like you've chatted with them. And then you feel really freaking jaded and upset. Whereas, if you were chatfish, right? But if you end up chatting with them for a couple days and then you meet in person, and then they're nothing like they're even chatting with, you're like, or like you just don't like them, you're not vibing with them, and they're like, oh, it doesn't even seem like at all like the person I was chatting with, you don't feel like you've been screwed over and oh my gosh, I feel exhausted and screw it. You're not going to throw in the towel. You're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad I found out sooner than later. Let's go. Who's next? Might, and move it on, moving along, right? And so that is my whole method. Such a big important part of the aspect of what I do is that, like, God, universe has your person waiting to meet you, and I want you to have clarity sooner than later. And so I want you to not use chatfishing as an excuse to not put yourself out there. I want you to be like, oh, what can I do to, that's proactive and that can help me figure out if that is something that would happen. Okay. And that's it. Like, get on the date sooner than later. And like, don't have that negative energy. And I'll say one more thing, because I don't want you to be like always assuming that people are using ChatGPT. Like, that's also a way to guard yourself. You know what I mean? And so I do want you, like, especially if you're listening to this podcast, right? You have a growth mindset. You want to learn. You are smart. You're being intentional. And so there are so many men like that too, and there's so many people like that, and I know there's a lot of men that listen to this podcast. And so I want you to, when someone is talking to you so intentionally, I don't want you to be like, oh, they're using ChatGPT, because that's giving, like, you don't trust people. You have trust issues. Like, oh my gosh, don't guard yourself that way either. Okay? So, like, just understand that what I want you to feel right now is empowered. Oh, okay, this is something that has happened, but is it going to happen to you? Not necessarily at all. Okay. But it's about just kind of reinforcing and reminding you of, like, let's not chat forever, hours and hours, days and days and days and days, weeks and weeks before you meet somebody. I really do want you get on that first date sooner than later to have clarity. Okay. And this is how you freaking become the hero of your own story, not the victim. I want you to be like, oh, awesome. I have tools. I have a method. I'm going to get on that date sooner. I'm going to see if they're aligned or not. Might buy if they're not. Okay. I really hope that guides you on your journey to find crazy love. Thank you for listening. And remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing. Next time.